Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Grow Your English Daily. I'm Emily, your friendly guide on this English learning journey.
And I'm John, your experienced teacher here to help you grow your English skills every single day. It's great to be with you all again.
It's wonderful to be here, John. Today, we have a really important topic for our A1 and A2 beginner learners. Sometimes we don't feel so good. We might feel a little sick or maybe even very sick. What do we do then, John?
That's a fantastic question, Emily. When we don't feel well, we usually need to visit a doctor, and knowing how to talk about your health in English is super important. It's not just about grammar, it's about being able to express your needs, especially when you need help.
Exactly. It can be a little scary, right? Especially when you're in a new country or speaking a new language. So, today, we're going to talk about at the doctor's office. We'll learn some simple, useful phrases and vocabulary to help you communicate when you're not feeling your best. How exciting is that for our listeners?
It's incredibly useful, Emily. And before we dive in, a quick reminder to all our amazing listeners. If you're enjoying our podcast and finding it helpful, please remember to like this episode, leave a comment with your questions, share it with your friends who are also learning English, and of course, subscribe to Grow Your English Daily so you don't miss any of our future lessons. Your support helps us grow.
Yes, please do. Your engagement really motivates us. Okay, John, let's imagine I'm not feeling well. Maybe I have a headache. What's the very first thing I should do if I need to see a doctor? How do I even get an appointment?
That's the perfect starting point, Emily. The first step is usually to make an appointment. You can call the doctor's office or clinic. A simple phrase you can use is, "Hello, I'd like to make an appointment to see a doctor." Or, if it's more urgent, you can say, "I need to see a doctor today." They might ask, "What's the reason for your visit?" And you can briefly say, "I'm not feeling well."
I'd like to make an appointment. That's clear and helpful. And then, when I'm actually at the doctor's office, what kind of questions might they ask? And how do I tell them what's wrong with me, especially when my English is still developing?
Great question, Emily. This is where simple vocabulary for body parts and common symptoms becomes invaluable. The doctor or nurse will likely ask, "What's wrong?" or "How can I help you today?" And you need to be able to tell them. Let's start with body parts and some basic pains. You can point too, which is very helpful.
Okay, pointing sounds good. So if my head hurts, I can say, "My head hurts." Simple, right? What about other common body parts?
Exactly. My head hurts, or I have a headache. That's a very common one. For your stomach, you can say, "My stomach hurts," or "I have a stomach ache." For your back, "My back hurts." If you feel a pain in your throat, you'd say, "My throat hurts," or "I have a sore throat." And if you have a pain in your ear, you'd say, "My ear hurts," or "I have an earache." These simple sentences are very effective.
Those are really clear. So it's often my body part hurts or I have a body part ache. What if it's not really a pain, but more like a general feeling, like I feel hot or I feel very tired?
That's a great point. Not all symptoms are pain. If you feel hot, you can say, "I feel hot," or "I have a fever." A fever means your body temperature is too high. If you feel very tired and have no energy, you'd say, "I feel very tired," or "I feel weak." If your nose is running, you can say, "My nose is runny," or "I have a runny nose." And if you can't stop coughing, you have a cough. So you'd say, "I have a cough." These are all very common phrases.
So I have a fever, I feel tired, I have a cough. Got it. What about if I feel sick in my stomach, like I want to throw up?
Ah, that's a very specific feeling. You can say, I feel nauseous, or I feel sick to my stomach. And if you actually vomit, you can say, I vomited, or I threw up. But I feel sick to my stomach is a good, common phrase for that feeling before it happens.
Okay, that's really helpful vocabulary. Now, what about the doctor's questions? After I tell them what's wrong, they'll ask more things, right?
Absolutely. The doctor will want to know more details. Common questions are, how long have you had these symptoms? For example, if you've had a headache for 2 days, you can say, for 2 days, or since yesterday morning. They might ask, is the pain constant, meaning always there, or does it come and go, meaning sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not? You can simply answer, yes, it's constant, or no, it comes and goes. If they ask, where exactly does it hurt? You can point and say, it hurts right here.
Those are good questions to be ready for. And then, after the doctor examines me and asks questions, what happens next? They usually tell you what to do, right? How do I understand their instructions?
Yes, they'll give you instructions. They might say, you need to rest, which means stay home and don't do too much. Or drink plenty of water, which is very common advice for many illnesses. They might prescribe medicine. They'll say, take this medicine 2 times a day, or take 1 pill before bed. If you don't understand, it's perfectly okay to ask, could you please repeat that? Or could you write that down? Don't be shy about asking for clarification. It's important for your health.
That's a very important tip, John. Always ask if you don't understand. Don't feel bad about it. It's better to be sure. So let's try a very short example conversation. I'll be the patient and you can be the doctor. Ready?
Ready when you are, Emily. Let's do it.
Okay, so I walk into your office. Hello, doctor.
Hello, doctor. Please sit down. How can I help you today? What's wrong?
Well, doctor, I don't feel well. My head hurts a lot and I feel very tired. I also have a cough.
I see. How long have you had these symptoms? When did your head start hurting?
It started yesterday morning, doctor, so for about a day and a half, and the headache is constant.
Okay. Let me check your temperature and listen to your chest. Please open your mouth and say, ah. All right, Emily. It sounds like you have a common cold, maybe a bit of the flu. Your temperature is a little high. I recommend you go home, drink lots of water, and rest. I will also give you some medicine for your headache and cough. Take 1 pill of this medicine 3 times a day after food. And try to get a lot of sleep.
Okay, doctor. Drink water, rest, and take 1 pill 3 times a day after food. Thank you so much, doctor.
You're welcome, Emily. Feel better soon. That was a great example, Emily. Very realistic and uses all the phrases we just learned.
I think so too. It's amazing how a few simple phrases can make such a big difference when you're communicating about your health. So, remember everyone, don't be afraid to speak up and use these phrases. Practice them.
Exactly. Practice saying, my head hurts. I have a fever. I need to make an appointment. The more you say them, the easier they become. And if you're unsure, remember that most doctors and nurses are very patient, especially with English learners. They want to understand you to help you.
That's so true, John. Always focus on getting your message across clearly, even if you make small mistakes. Communication is the key. So, we've covered making appointments, describing common symptoms, understanding doctors' questions, and following instructions. That's a lot of valuable information for our A1 and A2 learners.
It really is, Emily. And remember, learning English for real-life situations like this can be a bit challenging, but it's incredibly rewarding. You're building confidence and gaining essential life skills.
Thank you so much, John, for all these clear explanations and helpful tips today. I feel much more prepared for a doctor's visit in English now, and I'm sure our listeners do too.
My pleasure, Emily. That's what we're here for at Grow Your English Daily. We want to empower you to use your English in every situation.
Absolutely. So, to all our wonderful listeners, keep practicing your English every day. Revisit this episode, write down the phrases, and say them out loud. Your progress is our greatest reward.
Indeed. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps us reach more learners just like you.
That's all for this episode of Grow Your English Daily. From Emily,
And John, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.
goodbye everyone, and take care of yourselves.